Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And things are very interesting today. I mean, first of all, take a look at this perfect rejection on the chart that I've showcased you guys for the last couple of days. Bitcoin had a perfect rejection at 20.4 thousand right now, has bounced off of the trend line. I'm not saying we're in the clear just quite yet, but this is very beautiful to watch. Similarly for XRP, things are at a very interesting point right now. I actually have so much stuff to tell you guys today. So again, I want to quickly thank you guys so much for pressing the like button on our latest video. I'm actually almost at 700 likes on our previous video, which is crazy to me. So again, I want to request y'all, maybe we can beat 700 likes today? Not sure, but please try. Make sure you press that button. Doesn't cost you anything. And let's first get going with some crypto news. Bitcoin tourists have been purged. Only the holders remain. I've actually been telling you guys about this exact thing for, I think, a couple of months right now. As it currently stands, more and more of these weak-ass hands are going to sell their crypto. And within a couple of months from now, I guess, well, honestly, it depends a little bit on how long these lower prices last. But at some point or another, there's literally going to be nobody left who is willing to sell their crypto at these low prices. There's a difference between people trading it at these points, trading to make some profit basically, versus people who are selling their crypto stash because they think crypto's a scam. And as we said before, the more people that are taking profit will actually taking losses at this point. I showcased to you guys previously the officially adjusted SOPR, which basically showcases how many people are selling at a loss or a profit right now. And we combined that with the chart that showcases that, okay, people are actually not really moving their coins because there's an increase in amount of wallets that are holding their crypto for 1 year plus. So yeah, things are really starting to kind of calm down in the sense of selling pressure. We also talked about the decrease in exchange reserves, which also is lowered selling pressures. Things are quite good. And Glassnode, the analytics company, has now reported on it. Active addresses, entities, and transactions on the Bitcoin network are already moving sideways, while the number of wallets holding at least some of the assets continues to reach new highs. For all my Cardano holders, here's also a little interesting update for y'all. Ledger, the popular crypto wallet, of which, by the way, referral links don't work anymore for them. I try to actually message Ledger like, hey, I've had this referral link in my description for a couple years right now. Does it actually work? And then I check the description and, well, the link doesn't even work. So for anybody who wanted to support me that way, yeah, your purchase was in vain, I think, but whatever. Ledger releases a new update and broadens their support for Cardano. Attention, ADA users. The latest update of the Cardano app in Ledger Live allows you now to see the ticker of the Cardano token you are sending on your Nano during a transaction for the 100 most common tokens. We also, of course, had a recent update about the testnet version of the Faisal hard fork coming on in, so that's officially started. And they posted on Twitter, June on-chain Cardano stats. Did somebody say Cardano was the top project by development activity in the last 3 days on GitHub commits? Let's take a look at what developer activity is and why it matters. Well, yeah, I guess I can give it to them that the Cardano ecosystem is growing quite rapidly when we're talking about the fundamental layer or the developer activity and whatnot. It's pretty juicy. And as I said before, guys, Cardano is one of those projects which will show its fruits in the next couple of months or years, not from the get-go, because they're trying to make things better than others, not quicker than others. By the way, I made a new second YouTube channel. It's called DustyBC Crypto Shorts. It's because I've been making a lot of TikToks recently. As you guys might have seen, I've been making 1 or 2 a day. And I decided to make a second channel over on YouTube where you guys can watch those with my beautiful faces in the middle. But mostly so you don't have to be bothered on this channel to watch, those little shorts pop up every single time. So if you're interested, you can subscribe. If you don't like it, don't. Little interesting thing that I found, by the way. Hopefully you guys are all aware of the Celsius situation. Well, a little while ago, right, we entered the number here to see what their liquidation price was at and what their borrowing and all the numbers were at. So you're going to kind of see how they've been paying off massively. Right now it's at $4,967 on as a liquidation price. Never mind, guys. A little refresh is actually showcased now that their liquidation price right now is $2,722. It's interesting how they're doing that. That is absolutely crazy. Look at how much they just paid off again, huh? Wow, that is crazy. Withdraw and pay back 2,000 Bitcoin, 6.4 million DAI. Right now, 34.4 million DAI. Honestly, them stopping the withdrawals has been I guess, a pretty profitable choice for them. At least it's going to be a profitable choice for them. The ratio is increasing like crazy, which again is a good thing. So that means there's less pressure of them getting into a really sketchy situation. Their lifetime profit, though, has decreased significantly to minus 700 million. Again, they're not really making money on this, nor is it, I would say, that they're in a good situation just quite yet. But I really thought they were completely screwed, at the start. And right now it's looking as if they're going to get out of this one alive over longer periods of time. And that could be some easing for the crypto space. Just like, oh, okay, luckily they're not going to crash completely. In regards to the charts, there's a couple of things I want to show, and there's some more news that I have in just a second. But just to quickly show you guys, right now we're facing some resistance for Bitcoin on the short term. You can kind of see the resistance here when we take this Fibonacci as well. Even the previous top right here, which is pretty close to our 0.618, but I digress. Right now we're facing one pretty significantly here at 19.7 thousand. It's showcased in almost none of our other charts because, well, it's not necessarily a point of a lot of interest that we can just see plainly here. It's only been once or so, maybe twice here back in June that we've actually hit those prices, but when taking the swing, it becomes quite apparent. It's going to be interesting to see what type of structure is going to form from this. Personally, I'm thinking there's a very good probability it's going to turn into a head and shoulder pattern over the short term here, but we'll have to see how this plays out. Also, I'm not too afraid that we're going to break down like crazy on this specific move. I'm actually more so still thinking that we're going to be moving towards the upside here and potentially actually get back to this 0.618 at roughly around 20.2 thousand. Because actually all the predictions that we've had before have not been invalidated just quite yet. And our theory of retesting 20,000 to come back all the way towards 17.7 will only go into fruition the moment that Bitcoin breaks out of this structure right here and we actually get a close below 19,000 or at least 18.9 thousand, somewhere along that ballpark. And honestly, as long as we don't do that, I'm still remaining bullish on Bitcoin for the short term. Also, again, guys, in terms of major trades, the same situation kind of applies. The moment that we get a close below 19,000, I'm actually thinking of opening some major shorts all the way towards $16,000. And again, if you're wondering where these numbers come from, I can extrapolate a little bit for you. These numbers mostly come from, let's quickly check it out, the 2017 top right here and the 2017 first lower high that we made a couple of weeks afterwards, actually the first week of the year. In regards to the S&P, when I checked last, it was actually bearish or negative, let's say. Right now, it's actually flipped bullish again, and I'm honestly thinking that that's what's causing this crypto market to move today as well. I was actually checking it out earlier today, just kind of seeing what's going on in the stock market, what we are watching. But it's just all the same stuff that we've been hearing and reading about for the last couple of months. Let's say last couple of weeks. It's all the same. It's all the same. So nothing too special, nothing too crazy that's come out just quite yet, except for the fact that the dollar is doing pretty good, or rather the euro is doing really bad, and they're coming really, really close. I believe today, actually, the euro made a 20-year low or something along those lines. I think it's right now about $1.03, which is crazy low. I always remember that when this is a little while ago, when I was checking for cars and checking for watches, I always used to think, okay, it's about 80%, right, in dollars, in euros, I mean. So if I saw the price in dollars, I'd be like, okay, it's about 80%. Then again, honestly, for me, guys, as of this point, I'm in a really good situation because the majority of my money is actually in dollars, which has been doing pretty well. And I've actually got a really small amount in euros left. But since the majority of my money is in USDT or USDC, well, if I ever need euros again, which was my base currency before, that's rather nice. Then again, right now I'm in dirham, and I believe dirham has also been doing pretty good over in the UAE. UK government is seeking public input on DeFi taxation. Well, actually, they're looking for a crypto rulebook over in the UK, and they're trying to focus a little bit more on this DeFi and staking and all that, which of course is because of all the scams and because of the fact that crypto has gone down so much money has been lost in crypto over the last couple of months. They're trying to say as if the stock market hasn't even lost way more money, but I can only say positive things about this. The UK government seeking to tax something is basically a recognition of, hey, this stuff is about to stay. We need a proper rule book because, well, we want to make the freaking money off of it. Can I be fully happy? No. Because as far as we know, it might entail some really strict requirements of reporting that nobody can follow. For example, for companies to really write down every single person ever and all those strange wallet rules that we've seen before that are going on in the Netherlands right now, for example. But I'm hoping that the UK is saying about it. Don't expect it to, but I'm hoping. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Two interesting things as well that I want to quickly mention, not spending too much time on this. Bollywood A-lister-backed Gari token plunged amidst rug pull rumors. Yeah, I'm not too aware of exactly what happened right here, but I've seen Gari come by a couple of times. I was like, hey, why is this coin so trending? And all of a sudden, it's plunging like crazy. And apparently, people are saying, rug pull, rug pull. There could be, however, a couple of different reasons. It could be that some of the influencers or the A-list actor or whatever, he actually got hand of his tokens, and so he decided to sell it. It could be a couple of different things. Maybe some of the bigger institutions that invested, they're actually selling right now in the midst of that name. Maybe it was a scam from the start. I don't know. But it's plunging like crazy, and it's not looking good for the guy. Little side note as well. Apparently, Circle's USDC is on track to beat Tether. So it's kind of funny to see, but USDC eventually to topple Tether. Isn't it kind of crazy? Because USDT has been like the number one in my book for so long, but with the volatility, USDC has just been way, way, way better. And there's way less FUD about it. There's way less skepticism. Yeah, it wouldn't be too crazy if eventually USDC took over. Breaking news. Goldman Sachs bets big on Asian Bitcoin product. Apparently, the Wall Street giant traded the first block trade of Bitcoin futures in Asian markets. GFI Securities, a subsidiary of BGC Partners, said it arranged the first ever intermediated block trade of CME Group Bitcoin options contracts in Asia. Goldman Sachs executed the trade with Cumberland, and Brad Howell, CEO of Asia Pacific for BGC, described Bitcoin as a rapidly evolving asset class. Cumberland linking institutions with crypto. They're a specialized crypto asset trading company that bridges financial institutions with the crypto space. And apparently the group is working on opening Bitcoin to a broader group of banks. They opened a crypto desk in 2014 with the goal to help usher institutions into the crypto space, which again is purely nice. I cannot say anything negative about this. But yeah, we've also read the reports from Goldman Sachs and everything like that. They're pretty bullish on the entire space as well. A little Algorand piece of news. Algorand Foundation appoints Eric Vrag as global head of business development and capital markets. He spent 20 years at JP Morgan and right now he's joining the Algorand Foundation. Just wanted to quickly make that clear. It's nothing too crazy because we don't know exactly what is going to change. We know he has experience for sure. You never know, however, what a new employee is going to bring to the company. But they most likely thought about it well, as Algorand is one of the most properly backed crypto companies out there. Institutionally backed is what I mean with that. They most likely have made a really well-deliberated decision, and it's most likely going to be a huge, huge addition to the company, which again is also very bullish for Algorand, the token, over longer periods of time. So I'm personally excited about it. And last but not least, this is interesting. Troubled crypto lender Vault, which we talked about yesterday, right? That got bankrupt. That at least stopped withdrawals for right now. Says it may get bought by Nexo. Vault CEO says Nexo may buy as much as 100% of Vault. Singapore Central Bank says may bolster crypto regulations. Interesting. But that was it for the news right now. If we're talking about the charts and you're asking me, what am I thinking? Well, the first thing I'm thinking is if you're looking for a platform to trade on, make sure you check out the link down below and check out Bybit, for example, or check out KuCoin, or check out PrimeXBT. These are all exchanges that I personally use, but the one I'm using the most is Bybit for sure. So grab yourself the bonuses if you've not done so already. The link is down below. And again, thank you guys so much for pressing those like buttons. You're greatly appreciated. I've been looking at the stock market for a little while, and honestly, guys, this is not my expertise. Just my honest guess, based on what we've been seeing in terms of the news, I'm still expecting a little relief rally for the stock market. And just an easy conclusion from looking at the price action recently, wouldn't be too crazy to retest this line roughly at around 3,900 or 3,960, which again would also count or cause Bitcoin to bounce off of 19,000 or exactly where it is right now, and potentially break through this short-term resistance, which again, it's looking like it is going to right now. It was like cornered anyway. I mean, honestly, the most logical way for Bitcoin is going to be up. Ethereum had a perfect bounce here off of the trend line, which we drew yesterday. XRP actually had a perfect little bounce off of the trend line as well, off of the bottom of this triangle, but still a trend line nonetheless. Things are in a very bullish situation right now. And again, guys, I am only in longs right now on the short term. All right. Earlier today, if you asked me, I think a short would have been the best option. Right now, it's changed around. And that's one thing you guys got to understand. All right. I have a Telegram, but even in there, I'm not quick enough sometimes with all the updates. I'm trying to, but these videos are surely your best bet, but just watching them all the way through to get my tactics for a medium to long term, sometimes even short term, because things can change within a couple of hours. Right. If you asked me 4 hours ago, or let's say 8 hours ago, when I woke up this morning, is crypto looking bullish or bearish? I would have told you, no, really, really bearish. Then again, right now, is looking way more bullish for the short term though, right? Things can still turn around. This is very important to understand. Things can still turn around. And again, we're going to take action the moment that Bitcoin does close below $19,000. I'm personally not so comfortable with taking a short position right now. The only indication I'm getting for a short position is based upon this chart right here. But even right now, we're breaking through. It is too risky, in my opinion, to open up a short, even though you can surely say, oh, let's trade with the trend. Let's trade my way down. I'm personally sticking with our first, one of our first analyses. And as of this point, our strategy basically 1.2 was the best, where again, we had two different scenarios, right? Take our first profit right there at 20.4 and then get our stop loss back to entry. Or, as I said before as well, it's another scenario which you can go for depending on how much risk you want to have. Take your first profit right there and put your stop loss slightly below $19,000. So roughly here at around 18.98 or something along those lines. Depending on where you got your entry, that would have been the better choice. But again, you can't know that up front. So both of these scenarios would have worked out fine as we got to our first take profit. And again, one thing I gotta make clear, you guys understand, whenever I say a take profit, I usually take profits a little bit before that. I honestly recommend maybe $100 or so below it, depending of course on what pair you are trading and how strict you want to be. But I personally always am putting the target at the most important resistance, but taking profits slightly below or slightly above these major barriers. That was it for right now, though, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. Check out the links down below. Just kind of scroll through there for a second and see if there's anything that you like. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video shortly later today. There's 2 more videos coming out later today. So check it out, and I'll see you guys.